Coffee, coffee. Time for a noontime coffee. Hey there. I'm Joshua. Today is July 12th, 2017, and this is my little series I call Lunch Break Roguelike, where I work on a small project over the course of my lunch hour. And this project happens to have started off as a little roguelike game written in Python and using the TDL library, and has kind of grown into a Twitch centric roguelike that the viewers in chat can play with, which is pretty cool. I didn't intend for it to start that way, but that's how it's going, and I'm just rolling with it. If you want to follow along at home, that's cool. You don't have to, but the source code lives at github.com/joshua-skelly/lunch-break-rl. And I do tag every single episode. So according to the tags, this is the start of episode 18. So if you do a git checkout EP18, your code will be synced up to where we're at now. But you don't have to. This is not, like I said, this is not as structured as a tutorial. It's just me making a thing and people hanging out and playing while I make it. All right. So let's just get this thing going, right? Let's fire up the game where it's at and we'll take a look. So let me just pop open a command prompt. Let's go to repositories, lunchbreak.rl. Let's just make sure I haven't made any changes. I did actually make one small change. Hopefully you can forgive me. I just updated my git ignore, or my, I updated the git ignore, and that's all. Because I enabled linting for Python. So there was some configuration stuff like that. So I just checked in like the configuration file, and I git ignored it away, because if you're not using VS Code, you don't care about that. Hey, Jonathan. Looks like one of my buddies I grew up with is watching. Hopefully he can see it. I'm seeing some spinny bars on Twitch. Hopefully everything's okay on the folks' end. If you can see me okay, can you please confirm that I'm coming through loud and clear? Hey, Johnny. Cool. Yeah, let's just fire this thing up and play a little bit. And yeah, I'll kind of explain it. So I've also hooked up VS Code, so it'll launch it for us and all that good stuff. So what we see here is this is the game. On the left here, we have a list of all the items and creatures we can see. Because no players have joined, there aren't any items or creatures listed. And on the right side is the player listing. Looks like a kobold slayed another kobold in the darkness. So let's see what's going on. I'm gonna type in !join, and I should pop into the map somewhere. There we go. So this is me, the little blue jay. There's a kobold down here. There's a potion and a sword. Also, as on my end, I can use the mouse to draw stuff. And actually, here, there's Johnny. So it looks like it feels like it's since I'm running it through VS Code, it feels less performant, which is interesting. Maybe because it's running in debug mode. And to move around the map, you can just issue commands like !up, !down, and you can batch them together. So right, up, and the player will execute those commands. There, and then if you bump into stuff, you perform attack. Or I bumped into that potion, so I drank it. If you notice the kobold up there in the top left, he has 3 out of 4 hit points, and at the very end of his health bar it says the letter A, that's yellow, which indicates that he is wielding an axe, which is the highest damaging weapon in the game, and he's about to kill me. If you notice, Johnny and myself, next to our health bars, we have the letter F, which stands for fist. So we have bare fists. So we inflict only 1 point of damage. So I'm going to try to run over to the right and grab that sword. So yeah, so if that kobold hits me, I will die. Okay, I'm gonna make a run for the potion, I guess. Cool, so that restored some of my health, and let's see if I can take on this kobold and steal his weapon. Oh, and I got him, cool. And he dropped his axe. So I can swap out the axe. Johnny is playing on his cell phone. Yeah, yeah, there are definitely considerations to take when Twitch, because Twitch can be watched on a number of devices. So it might be easier to do. Uh, Actually, yeah. I don't think this exclamation U will work, will it? Yeah, no, it checks for the whole word. Cool, that's where we're at. And I think some changes I would like to make today. I think it would be, right now we have the issue where weapons actually block movement, like that sword to my left. I can never move left because I'll just always swap my items in place. So I need to figure out how I'm going to solve that issue, because I'd rather pick up the item and move. And let me see if I can get that working. Cool. Yeah, and actually, out of curiosity, let me try running it from the command prompt. On my end, when I was drawing stuff, it felt, yeah, so it's way more responsive running it from the command prompt than running it through VS Code. So I'll only run it through VS Code if I need to do debugging. Okay, so what happens is let me see. So the player, when they receive a Twitch chat message, if it's up, down, left, or right, what we do is we create this move action, and we parent it to this batch move object, and then we add it to the brain. So the brain is just a list of actions to perform, or it's a queue rather. So we just queue up a bunch of moves, and then the last action is this batched move action. So what happens is if you try to move left, left, up, up, and the first time you move left, you can't actually move, we'll cancel out all of the child actions all the way down to this batched move object. So if a single action fails, it will fail all the children of that action. Or siblings, rather, not children, siblings of that action. So, and if you look at this move action, what it does is it has a prereq. The prereq says it calls the owner can move, and then if it can move, it will call the owner move, which is, I think this logic lives in creature. So there should be a creature can move. Can move. Yeah, there we go. Which just calls it just does a collision check against the scene. So if it returns true, it's solid. If it's not, you could, or wait, no, if it's empty, it returns true. If it's solid, it returns false. And then this perform move is actually where the little logic happens. So in move to X and Y, this is just a relative offset. So we have to actually calculate where the player wants to move. And then we have this action to perform variable. What we do is we check the entities in the scene, and we figure out, so if there's an entity in the square we want to move, we call entity.getAction, which will return the default interaction for that entity. So for creatures, their default get action is an attack. So if you bump another creature, you attack it. For items, if you bump an item, it will pick it up. So what I think I need to do, because then basically we assign this to this variable, and if this variable exists and we meet the prerequisites, we execute it. And I think what we should do is we should say something like, so we say if there's something here, and then this is an else, right? So if there's an action, so if there's an action to perform, we perform it. I think what we should say is if okay, so here for E, so all the entities, I need to E deposition this, and then I need to call break. So we're done with the for loop at this point, so we can just shortcut out of it. And then here, if E and, so if E dot position not equal to dest. So if the position of this thing is no longer where we used to be, go ahead and move. I need to check the logic on the pickup item, because there's an item you can pick up. Use item action, equip item action. So equip item action. Let me see. Yeah, so when you equip item, okay, so the item does remove itself from the scene, which is good. So then, and maybe, so self.item.remove, and how about self.item.position equals -1, put it outside the world bounds. So we don't, so we never collide with it. Or maybe none. I think it's maybe more informative. Damien N says, "Hey Joshua, I can't see you for a long time, but now I have time. Yay! The next month I will buy your game because I love it and earn support. I want to support you. Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah. What Damon's talking about is Delver. My full-time job right now is to work on my video game Delver, which you can find information about down here on the Twitch page somewhere, or in the YouTube page, or wherever. Yeah, Delver is a procedural first-person dungeon crawler, and I'm pushing hard to get the next update out by the end of this month. It's going to be a big update, and actually we're trying. So Chad and I have changed our kind of our tack, and we're trying to get Delver like done, like finished by the end of this month. So we'll see. That should happen, and I'm working hard to make that happen. But I appreciate the support. Another way you can support me is by subscribing to me. I'm a Twitch affiliate now, so somewhere here on the Twitch page, you can click that subscribe button. And besides earning my eternal, or at least my eternal monthly devotion, I will do a subscriber stream at the end of every month. So this month will be Friday, July 28th. I will do an 8-hour stream where it's open for everybody to watch. But if you're a subscriber, you can tell me what to work on, and I'll work on that project. So if you want to see me do, like, I don't know, pixel art or 3D art, if you want to watch me try to make a game in Ruby or Lua or anything, or Unity, just throw it out there. Yeah, all you have to do is just subscribe. I'm also thinking of some other fun things to do for subscribers. I'm still new to this, so I'm trying to work things out. Okay. Cool. So I'm just removing it. Actually, let me. So how about when we remove it from the scene, or from the scene, we just pull out we zero out its position. I think that makes more sense. So if we look at, I think it's just a base entity class. This entities.entity. There should be a remove. Yeah, and entities have a position, so we can just say self.position equals None. Cool. And that should handle that for us. So this check in creature. So this e.position, what's this complaining about? Using possibly undefined loop variable e. Yeah, so basically, so here's the thing. So yeah, so we need to make sure, maybe something like if e and e.position equals dest, we're done, return. Otherwise, if self can move, let me give that a, how about target entity equals none. Target entity equals e, and then down here I can use target entity instead. It's complaining that potentially if this is empty, or if we never, so basically we only want to check if we actually pardon me, actually find something to worry about its position. Otherwise, this would have just always executed in the last thing, which is not great. So if the target entity still exists and its position is equal to dest, return. Otherwise, move. So let's give this a spin and see if it works the way I think it will. Okay. Nice. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I do equip the sword, and I still move. And let me go left a whole bunch. There should be either an axe laying around or a kobold wielding an axe that I would like to attack. And also, folks, if you want to jump in at any time, don't hesitate. Just join the game, even though I'm like debugging. It's okay. It's strangely enough, it is a fun experience to work on a thing while people actively play it, even though it's a bit weird. Ah, there's that kobold. I think that's that upper left one that has the axe that I want. So I will give him just a little love tap and see if I can procure that axe. Left. See if I can slowly corner him, or it. I don't know. Maybe Johnny can provide better clarity because he's way more versed in D&D. But I think, aren't kobolds little dragon folk or dragonoids? Or other D&D nerds, feel free to help me out. Cool. Okay, so that was the axe one. Oh, so there's an issue I was worried about. Yeah, so it was drawing the sword on top of me. So that's something that basically I think I'm going to probably split out our draw logic into drawing maybe because I would want to draw all the items and then the creatures, and then the players, I think. I think that's how I'd want to do it. I think that is the way to do it. And also, I think I'm going to hard code the color of the players, because right now Damien End is the same color as an item, and it's a little confusing. Right now the player colors are random, so I think I'm going to just just hard code the color of the characters. All right, so let's do that. So draw players last, and hard code the character name color. Okay, so thanks. Yeah, no, this project is fun because I only work on it an hour every weekday, so it's not a huge commitment, and I get to really push myself and try to be as effective as possible. So draw. So this is just for entity and self.entities, and this is giving me a conflict. So I'm redefining the actual entity module up here, which is not good. So let me just, pardon me, for E. There we go. There we go. Get rid of those collisions. What does this say now? Oh yeah, let me save that. That should go away. So for E and self.entities, and is instance X or E comma player dot player from entities import player. So I'm just going to check to see if they're players, and not is instance player, and then I'm just going to flip that logic and just do it again. So this should always draw the players last, which means they should draw on top of items, which is what we want. So let me test that out real quick. Actually, also let me. I'm pretty confident. I'm fairly confident this will work, but also let me just hard code that player name color. Because right here, this is my Twitch little manager class. Yeah, right now the player color is just random.randint from the palette, like the palette colors -1, because the very first one is black. So how about player color equals, let me just pull this whole thing out. Okay, so now what I want to do is just hard code it. And I'm using the Pico 8 palette. I don't need to embiggen it, but right now these are the colors I have to choose from. Items are yellow. So I'm thinking maybe players should be orange. And I think I hooked up my palette so I can always just get I can ask for a color. So how about palette? And I do have, so I have some names in here, and these are just mappings to the console color names, but they're not always they don't cover the entire palette. So I'm just going to grab palette. Too many positional arguments. Oh, it wants it like this. Cool. So this should return orange. Let me run that and see where that gets us, and see how many crashes I get. Local variable E reference before assignment in. Oh yeah. Gotcha. Yep. Let me in-task this. I guess that is a nice thing about running it through the debugger, is it's less likely to hang like that. This is in scene.py. Yeah, so what it's complaining about, scene.py, is this logic here, is we don't actually have this item until we actually get inside here. So what I can do is say something like, do a list comprehension. So what I'm going to do is say underbar for underbar, or let me just make it in so it's a little bit more clear. So in for in self.entities if not as instance player. So in. So this list comprehension should build a list of entities that are not players. Then I can use this and just kind of replace the list comprehension down here. And there we go. So if is instance of players, and why is it? Okay. So let's try running that. Okay, so no immediate crashes. You join. Oh, there we go. What did it complain about? Tuple indices must be integers or slices, not tuple. So player colors. So it's complaining about that. I think FG equals, I think is player palette.colors at player. Equals. No, we're not indexing anymore. We are just saying player color. There we go. Also, if I make a mistake, feel free to correct me. Join. So Twitch doesn't seem to think I'm online, but it's showing me my stream. And my game is responding. So I'm inclined to, okay, yeah. So my Twitch is just being weird, but it looks like my stream is still working. Okay, cool. So yeah, so now all the players are orange, which I guess is okay. Unless there's a better color for the players. Yeah, I think orange is fine. And also, I think somebody also suggested last time that the folks that are regular to the stream get a little special treatment. So let's do that real quick. Let's just say something like, let's call this regular viewers. And this is just going to be a list. So, for example, let's put in let's copy Damien end. Even though he's not regular, he's here right now, so he gets to be the first one in here. Damien end, and let's say Cuttigan is usually here. 4-bit Friday, and false park location typically. I think I get them all as lower though. Maybe. Yeah, let me just do it all lower, and then I will just check for the lowercase version. Who else? Python user. That seems okay for now. And then what I can do is in this player color, if event dot nickname dot lower in regular viewers, player color is equal to that. Else player color equals that. And let's make the let's make them, what color should I make them? I think the blue? I think that would work. I'll just say for the regular viewers, palette.bright blue, I think, is fine. Let's try that. Hey, Guy. Join. So now if Damien joins, he should be colored blue. Yeah, also let me cancel that out because Guy's usually in my Delver streams. Yeah, so Damien Int has the special blue coloring. I'll give Guy as well. 2203. Yeah, let me put you in there too, since you usually you're pretty good about. Cool. Sorry. Okay. We can play for a little bit here. I'll draw a map that you guys can explore. The map should populate with baddies and goodies over time. So feel free to join in. I'm not going to click you out this time. Cool, yeah. Yeah, and now you can move around. So I'll join. Up, and I'm going to attack that kobold, so I'm going to move left and down. Left, down. All right, I'm gonna beat the kobold to a pulp. Maybe. Otherwise, he's going to just ignore me. Yeah, Guy, you're down in Brazil, right? Like, unfortunately, I have for debugging purposes, I have the turns turned way up, so I think every turn is 2 seconds. So if you're 3 turns behind, that means there's a 6-second delay. Okay, and it looks like Guy has an axe, so he should be able to chop people pretty good. Cool. Yeah. Counter 656. I am also on the West Coast. I live up here in Seattle, or near Seattle. I live out in the mountains near Seattle. Damien Int is in Hungary. How is the Damien? How is the lag on your end? Like, how many turns behind do you think you roughly are? Yep, Washington State. Oh no, there are 2 orange J's, which is going to make it interesting. So there is a dungeon master class that should be dropping in more bad guys and more loot. Unfortunately, like, I have the fog of war turned on, so unfortunately some of the stuff outside our visual range we just won't be able to see. Oh no, Damien Inn perished. Johnny says he's about 10 turns behind. See, unfortunately for me, I can do it basically real time, which is nice. But it definitely gives me an advantage. Oh, there must be. Yeah, so items still occasionally get placed on walls, which is not good. There we go. Cool. Yeah. So counter. Yeah. Now you got me. So what happens is like you see over here on the left, this potion, this pink potion. The dungeon master put it on a wall, and items stuck inside walls we can't actually pick up. So I kind of cheated and I erased the wall, so I can draw and erase walls. So I just erased it so I could pick it up. Um, yeah, let me fix the dungeon master so it never does that anymore. Um, so what we need to do is, hey, Falls Park location, it's good. Just working on my little thing, my little game. So my dungeon master, no, dungeon master. Um, so position. So what we need to do is, um, uh, position equals this, and if scene dot current scene dot check collision position. And if we look at scene, we have this check collision. It takes an X and a Y. So let's go back to our dungeon master and let's just put an asterisk in front of that to unpack those values. And I think, where's my scene? Scene.py. Check collision. Okay, so this basically, it returns if the character is not in this. So if it's interesting. Wait, did it pull open multiple? Weird. Okay, that pulled it from a different repository. I don't know why they did that. Okay, so here it says it returns true if player can move into chords. So what we need to do is cool. Let me see. You keep asking about this lanyard pass, and I have no idea what you're asking about. I wish I looked like Thor. I'm not sure what that means. Um, okay, so how about while not? So this means um, basically what I want to do is I just want to keep finding a position to place this. So while we check collision, it will return true if there's no collision. And so while not true, so we'll go over there if it's false. Also, let's do something like tries equals 0. And tries less than 10. So basically, we're only going to try to determine a new position um, 10 times. If tries equals 10, return, because we can't find a suitable position, so let's not do any of this other junk. Yeah, I don't know which. Yeah, I don't understand. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So basically, try to find a position that isn't taken. If we exceed our 10 tries, then bail. Also, let's. I'm going to slightly turn up uh, the dungeon, how aggressive the dungeon master puts stuff into the game. So hopefully that'll drop stuff a little bit faster for us. And I'm going to draw some stuff. Because I guess the problem is it was dropping stuff on here. Right now, the only weapons are the sword and the axe. And apparently, I think I'm getting attacked by the kobold with the axe. I would like to. False Spark location says, I'm only sorry about the thing that me and Joshua have, that huge time difference. So when I'm coming from work and want to learn something new, it's time when Joshua's streaming. Cool. So I don't know what to do. Yeah, you don't. I mean, you can certainly watch me stream, or you can keep me on the background if you want. It's all good. Here, let me get out of the way so Guy, you can get that sword if you want it. Oh, counter, you have a sword. Nice. You should be able to kill that kobold in one hit if you can get a hold of it. Yeah, I think in the future I may want to have this just running by itself and let people play once I have like a procedural generation in, and I may up the turn counter to something maybe like 4 seconds or 8 seconds, so folks can presumably take a turn on the like. I'm trying to figure out a good balance between the how long a turn is and how much lag folks have, and that's been proving a challenging thing to try to balance. Oh no! Oh, thanks, counter. You killed me. False park location says, "What do I use for GUI?" So for just this display, I use a library called TDL, which is a Python binding for libtcod, which basically is just it's like a console emulator library that allows me to put it allows me to put characters on the screen at positions. So I can set a foreground color, a background color, and I can draw a character there. And that's all it really, for the most part, what it really does. There's some other helpful little functions in there, like they have a quick FOV function, which I'm using here to determine line of sight. Tyreek says, I feel like the turn speed is comfortable, but there just needs to be a way to have some foresight that counteracts the input delay. Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah. So what I was thinking is counteracting the input delay is going to be a hard thing because by the time you input something, multiple turns have already occurred, and I can't really time travel that well. Like if it was like it's like a one time countdown, like like you have 10 seconds to cast your vote before voting's over. I can always offset that because nothing else happens immediately afterwards. But here I'm not quite sure how to handle it. Tyreek, you will notice that I have fixed the item thing. So um, if you can pick up an item and you move on top of it, and also if you kill an enemy, you should also um, step over that square as well. So it will attempt to. So if you bump to perform an action, it will perform the action, and if whatever was there is gone, it will then go ahead and move you. X on range. Oh, Ramage says it might also be helpful to add something like up, down, times 3, right? Um, no, that wouldn't be a lot of work. I'm just trying to figure out like what would be better if it would be um, like single characters, like an exclamation point move, and then like a up, up, down, down, left, right, like a UUDRL. Have a multi parameter command. That might be okay. Um, yeah. So folks ask about that. So um, let's take a crack at it. I think I'm going to do the exclamation point move stuff, and we'll see how that works. So we need to go into player. Um, and what we want now is so what we do is I say a measured split on space. Um, well, so let's try that. So if commands at 0 dot upper equals bang move, and then what I want to do is moves equals commands at 1, and then join the rest of those. And I'll say empty dot join. So you can smash all those together. So basically, what I'm trying to catch is something like move up down and move up down. So what I'm doing is also because I'm already splitting on space, so I'm just going to join all those on empty string. That should be okay. And then what I want to do is I'm going to convert this into we're no longer iterating over command, so we're saying for command in moves, and if command is equal to U or D or L or R. Cool. That should work. Let me just test it out in the interpreter real quick. So Python. Let's just kind of walk through. So say message equals bang move up down left right. Commands equals message dot split on empty space. So commands is like that. Commands at 0 is move, which is what we expect, and moves equals commands slice there, and we want empty string dot join there, moves UDLR, and then I'll just break it apart with a list comprehension. So S for S in moves. Yep. So and then that splits that back out into individual move tokens. Cool. So that should work. Let's give it a go. You folks can help me test it out. Python game.py. Welcome back. Okay, let's try the new move system. Move left, left, left. Nice. Move down, down, down. Oh. Move right, up, up. Yeah, there we go. Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah. I think this way of moving is way easier. Oh no. Why are you two fighting? Don't fight. D-Bash just got here. Those are a lot of kobolds. Maybe I should wait. It would be nice for the dungeon master to weight maybe its aggressiveness based on how many players there are in a given game. Move down, down, down. Let me get that kobold over there. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them up north. I'm gonna go, I guess, that way. I love how this makes my I love how this makes my chat look, right? Like GUI's like or lur or rural lural durl. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. And also, sorry, real quick, this is I'm trying to get a screen grab of this because this is really cool. This is probably the most folks I've had in here before, and it's really exciting. So I'm just going to draw some more level. New. Boom. Thank you. I will retweet this because this is nice. This is cool. I guess there's a kobold to my right. Not anymore. I was also thinking of cool. Yeah, I agree, Tyreek. It is way more easy to react when this is you can just type in move and there's just a bunch of different directions. I think that works out okay. Yeah, no, I was thinking about adding a new weapon like a dagger, and I think it would be cool if the dagger will automatically let the wielder counterattack, which could help with some of the delay too. It would. I was thinking it would do 2 damage and it would counter when attacked. But I was thinking through this, and my problem with that would be is if you have 2 dagger wielders, they would just infinitely counterattack each other till one of them died, which may be okay, which might not be okay. I'm not quite sure. Nice, congratulations, first kobold killed. Congratulations. Yeah, I'm thinking. I think it would be more because right now it just keeps throwing more items and more enemies in, which is okay. But I think if it built a dungeon and we all spawned in near the stairs up, and we all had to work towards the stairs down, that would give a little bit more of a goal to it. And again, if the monster counts were fixed and the items were fixed, you would want to just go ahead and move on to the next level. Um, yeah, no, having aliases for commands is probably not a bad idea either. Oh no, Exxon, watch out, run! Oh, nice, you got the potion. I'm also thinking like if I were to leave, the axe would go away forever. So I'm thinking if maybe if a player drops out, I should probably have them drop their weapon. Um, I think I can just I can probably call their die method before they leave. Um, Also, like Tyreek and False Park location, are you okay? Because you guys have the same character, can you tell each other apart, or is it a little tricky? Because I'm worried about um, because I removed the random player color. Um, that now it's way more common to have somebody whose potentially name starts with the same letter as yours. Yeah, a cancel or interrupt. Yeah. Try to think like what would be a better alternative. Um, I mean, I could check to see if it is in use and then go to. So my concern is, well, I guess I mean, like I don't want to have like hundreds of people in here, but it would be nice to have no limit to the number of players in here. But then there's only 26 characters I can use. Um, yeah. Um, right now, the colors. You're orange if you're a normal viewer, and you are blue if you are a regular viewer of my channel. Uh, Johnny's suggesting change the color for the same name. The library can't support that, but I am intentionally keeping myself limited to a 16 color palette. And for folks with differing degrees of color blindness, like different shades of the same color may not be enough, unfortunately. But yeah, this is definitely feeling like a game, and seeing so many people running around and doing crazy stuff is very encouraging. And I feel like we've just been playing a game for the last 10 minutes, which is kind of a cool sign. Not very productive, but it's a cool sign that things are heading in the right direction. Um, yeah, Tyreek says I could change the background color. That's also a thing I could do. Um, So right now, capital letters are reserved for monsters. Cool. So it's been my lunch hour. So I will go ahead and end my stream. Don't worry, I'll let you folks keep playing as long as you like. But I'll go ahead and do my little sign off stuff. So I'm Joshua. This has been Lunch Break Roguelike. This is where I spend my lunch hour working on a little creative project. And right now it is just this crazy little Twitch-enabled roguelike that I'm really enjoying. It's making good progress. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on Twitch or Twitter at Joshua Skelly. I also do a Delver stream on Sundays. So if you want to watch me do pixel art and 3D art and programming, you can watch me there. Also, I'm a Twitch affiliate, so if you want to subscribe to me, hit the subscribe button. At the last Friday of the month, I will do a subscriber stream where you can tell me what to work on, and I will work on various projects that the subscribers tell me to work on. I think that's it. So have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow.